People may not know that I'm currently working on a case in relation to this Talenza company that was installed across Birmingham. Okay, there's a bit of confusion about what the technology is by the legal team. It's possibly the same as the people that are installing it. Now, you've got to remember, Talenza is part of Signify. Signify is part of WAF. A brighter city, brighter future with a 450 nanometers with LED lights that are biologically toxic to all life. Okay. Who they are, quite an interesting company based in Cambridge, all about carbon emissions. Now we know that that's a smoke. What I quite like is this ticker tape. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So anybody that comes on here, any of these local dummy councillors, what it says is, never been a better time to reduce your energy costs, obviously because of the, we're rising energy prices. So fake rising energy, see they're forcing councils, etc., large energy users to put this equipment in with faked energy prices. Okay, so globalists fake the cost of energy, and then they want to bring in smart, secret militarized armaments and residential technology streetlights. Right, now we've got the data on these. Okay, they're target acquisition weapon systems. Okay, it's very similar to the equipment that was used in Havana to attack embassy staff. These are directional 5G weapons. The equipment's called Planet, Plan obviously 5 termination. ET, 5 termination, that's what it stands for. So you've got 62% cost savings, so they're going to try and give you some cost savings. They've obviously just done this, it's quite interesting, isn't it? So net zero, see how they're talking about the globalist World Economic Forum nonsense. Dark skies week, well, they've damaged the dark skies because of the amount of radiation. Now, this is quite an interesting little picture. You can't see him very well there, but I can. This is one little owl. Now, what do you think owls have to do with... Any real owls will run for the hills if they put this lighting out. That's pretty dim, considering how bright they really are. I mean, absolutely lethal. Your trusted partner. Okay, so they've got 2 million streetlights connected, 400 cities covered, 100 networks built. Now, here's some of the customers, and this was the reason, because obviously I knew they'd put a couple of million of these units in, all right, target acquisition weapons. And what I was trying to do was find out where. We know that Birmingham's one. Now, you see Birmingham's got 107,000 here. Leicester, 71,000. I think that's a matter for Bridgen, another MP. Suffolk, you've got 65,000. 18,000 in New Zealand. A lot of people getting sick in New Zealand, isn't that right? Yes. A lot of people getting sick in Birmingham. Birmingham City Council's increasing their incineration capacity and burial capacity due to the extra. Go and have a look at the official national statistics numbers. They're absolutely horrific. So, and you've got to remember, you see, this type of radiation from these transmitters, not just the street lights, which are toxic, but the transmitters, which cause a thermal impact and increase the temperature in a city. See, because they're going to increase the temperature in Essex, Birmingham, Leicester, Suffolk, obviously in the US, because they've got to try and gaslight everybody. Now, Central Europe, 250,000 citizens, don't know what that means, 63,000 in Warwickshire. Donny, I'm doing a talk at Donny next week. It's a place called Thorn. The people aren't going to be happy when they see this. So there's 47,000 streetlights in Donny. You've got Hertfordshire, 101,000, 45,000 in Cambridge. Cambridge, we've got the documents. It's linked with Azure. Now, Azure is a 5G cloud-based piece of software. It's Cloud Edge. Microsoft's linked with Lockheed. It's a defence piece of hardware, because obviously they are planning on doing you a mischief. Edinburgh, 45,000. Now we're going up to Edinburgh in the next few weeks to Musselburgh, because we're getting around the country quite a bit. Let's have a look and see who else is getting it. So you've got Edinburgh 45, Cambridgeshire 45, Hertfordshire 1, Gloucestershire 68,000. Okay. Now we've got to remember, I got not dissimilar equipment removed from the gated area. There's a company called Harvard that's was extensively put around the country. I saw a lot in London. It's all target acquisition equipment. It all radiates large amounts of power, which makes you sick, but also increase the temperature. Now, Birmingham City Council have actually called, most of these councils, by the way, have called climate emergencies. They've called climate emergencies on the temperature increase that they've seen in the cities, okay, and the future temperatures. Can you imagine in the summer when temperature gets pretty high from natural occurring temperature increases? Like, you know, these lot all talk about global warming and climate change, yeah? But then they've added 107,000 25 milliwatt, 100 milliwatt, sorry, 100 milliwatt. Well, the lawyer says it's 700 milliwatts, believe it or not. So we need to get to the bottom of that. I'm pretty sure that the 700 milliwatts is commensurate with the levels of radiation we're measuring in the Birmingham area. Okay, so this causes in the far field, so the furthest away from the antenna, which these antennas have got a 10-mile reach, by the way. So 10 miles away from that transmitter in the far field, it causes a thermal impact because microwave radiation has to go somewhere. The energy has to go somewhere. And where does it go? The body absorbs it. Buildings absorb it. The body absorbs it. Now, these particular antennas, non-line of sight, so they can travel directly through buildings over 10 miles. So think how powerful that is. So they've got a 10-mile footprint, non-line of sight, pretty powerful hardware, and obviously that energy has to go somewhere and it's absorbed by the body, which increases the temperature by 1 or 2 degrees. Now, can you imagine on a hot day when it's pretty warm? Because I remember last year when it was pretty warm and there was a very strange, like sort of tingly feeling radiation type ionospheric radiator microwave radiation feel to the skin. Yeah, remember that? So they're going to gasolate you, they're going to set fire to your cities. There's quite a few here, areas which are going to be under attack because you see these particular pieces of hardware can focus a beam, a very powerful beam of energy at a target, including you know who. You know, the poor victims who unfortunately have had some nanoparticulates put inside their bodies. Silly people. Anyway. Victims, by the way, they were gaslighted, they were terrorised. You've seen that in the papers. British government terrorised them to get involved with this experiment. And that experiment, believe us, they're going to plan what's in the Diegel document if we don't stop them. So anybody, if you're in these areas, Essex, Birmingham, Leicester, Suffolk, obviously Wellington, Georgia, in the USA, Central Europe, Warwickshire, Doncaster, Hertfordshire, Cambridgeshire, Edinburgh, so they definitely have them in Edinburgh. I got asked the other day in Gloucestershire. You've been blanket coverage with microwave radiation and it will cook you to death. They're already killing people. They're already murdering people with this equipment. It was recklessly installed, deployed so they could illegally gather your data, and we need to stop them. We need to stop them, guys, because unfortunately the whole country's been taken over by a bunch of criminals. Cult member criminals. We need to stop them. So it's about time we start getting organised.